I think I need other video titles that are not completely showing what I'm about to say, but I just hate clickbait. Why is discipline a mindset? Hi, my name is Toby, and on my channel I'm trying to give you the best value for improving your life and finding deep purpose. Let's get right into it. Many people don't like the word discipline because they think at hard work and they associate bad things with it. But actually, discipline is not that much required just in the beginning. Because when we want to achieve goals, basically discipline comes down to three main points. The first one is habits, which I made a playlist here for you. The second thing is emotions, which I also made some videos to it. And the third thing we want to talk about today is mindset. Emotions and mindset are more tied together than habits are, so we're focusing on those two. It's important to have a good relationship to your emotions. That means you need to feel emotions and know what they're meaning. That means you have to do inner work and reflect yourself, get to know yourself better, see how you work. Of course, you want to have good emotions and avoid bad emotions, but actually, what's the difference? It's just feelings. And yes, don't get me wrong, I also want positive emotions, but when you start a new thing, you often have negative emotions in the beginning because you're just sucking at it. But if you get better and get used to a thing over time, your emotions also get better. This is what you need to keep in mind. I'm pretty sure you know that phenomenon. For example, for me it was when I went to school. Like in the 5th grade, I needed to go to a new school. And in the beginning, the first 2 weeks were horrible because I was sitting in the classroom and the walls were gray, the tables were white, everything was sterile, and the teacher was kind of different than the teacher from primary school, where the walls were with warm colors like orange and stuff, and everything was decorated with pictures. So I felt really bad, but after 2 to 3 weeks of a little bit of suffering, I got just used to the new environment. And this experience applies to basically everything. If you keep doing a thing, you just get used to it. You get used to circumstances, to situations. And this is what all the high performers also say. So even if you don't believe them, look at your own experience. And if you know this, you need to be rational and know, okay, I might be suffering right now because I'm learning a new skill, I'm getting used to a new situation, but the suffering will go away. So this negative emotions will adapt to my new situation, and suddenly I won't feel that bad anymore. Actually, we as humans work like this in both directions. That means if you have something really, really good, over time you get used to it and it's not that cool anymore, and it just goes back to your emotional baseline where you're becoming kind of neutral towards that good thing even. I want to encourage you to embrace suffering, to like suffering, because it's kind of a choice if you like a thing or not. I mean, yes, we have natural dispositions or positions to things. That means you as a person like some things more than others, but many, many things are just made up in your mind because you're thinking, oh, I don't like that thing, and then you really do not like that thing. But you can decide to kind of enjoy the ride even if you're bad at something in the beginning. So you kind of have the choice to think that suffering is something good. You can have the growth mindset. That means suffering brings you growth. And I hope you want some growth, otherwise I don't know why you're watching this video. You can also make suffering more endurable when you're trying to have a clear reward in your mind. And this reward cannot be too far in the future because then it's probably not as appealing to you. But for example, if you're doing a hard workout, then you can think in your mind, okay, when I'm coming back home, I can eat lunch and have this reward during the workout in your mind. So you're just more happy in the suffering because you know, okay, afterwards I get this reward. And you can use this on a meta level and just say, okay, when I finished my school in 3 years, then I will get X. And of course, this needs a capability of really being focused on the future, but you can develop this, you can practice this and really own this attitude. What also makes suffering more endurable is if you have a very deep flow state onto the thing. That means if you're not focusing on something else, but you're just focusing on that one thing you're doing right now, you can practice getting into that flow state and just doing one thing at a time. And then kind of the flow state hits you and the suffering is not that hard anymore because you're just into the thing, you're going with the flow, you're riding the wave, and then it becomes more easy and you also get used to the feeling, like I said before. So in the end, discipline is just temporary necessary because you get used to things. And if you have the right mindset and you know that things don't last, emotions don't last, then you will be able to achieve your goals. But don't rush it. Don't rush the process. Just be patient and also just do one thing at a time. Of course, it will be too hard if you try 5 different things at a time, or I don't know what you're like. But if you just focus on one habit, one thing, it needs some discipline, but you just get used to it. Create a system that works for you with rewards, with doing things at times that are more fun for you. For example, if you like going to the gym in the morning, then do it, except you like it better in the afternoon, then go in the afternoon or the evening. Just customize the things so you start liking them.
Exercise is like oatmeal. If you don't like it, it's just because you haven't customized it to your liking.
And then you will also need less discipline.